Did you know there are only a handful of states that require a personal finance class before graduating from high school? And yet, understanding money is one of the most critical things to a life that is happy and free from stress. So in this training, we'll go through some simple money moves for students that will help you win the game that we all play with money. The foundational idea in playing this game is you have to play both offense and defense. Let's first talk about playing defense. In simple money speak, playing defense means keeping your expenses low. Granted, that may be hard to do while you're paying for tuition, room and board, plus books, fees, and your entertainment expenses. But keep in mind, it's better to be a broke college student and a rich professional. If you attempt to be a rich college student through student loans and credit cards, you will no doubt be a broke professional. In other words, play great defense and keep your expenses minimal. We'll talk about how to do that a little later. The best way to get started doing this is by creating a budget that tracks your income and your expenses. Just by Googling personal budgeting spreadsheet, there will be a number of options that come up. Choose one and start filling in your information. By using aggregation tools like mint.com, you'll have a better grasp of where your money is actually going. If you find that you're using your debit or credit card too much throughout the month, consider going to an all-cash basis, meaning if you don't have the cash, you can't buy the stuff. There are really three accounts that you need to be focused on having. Your checking account is where your paychecks will be deposited and most of your monthly spending will come from. Setting up a savings account, in addition, will help you squirrel away money for longer-term purchases. I recommend automating your savings amounts, so every 2 weeks a specific amount is taken from your checking and moved into savings. And lastly, it's critical that every student have an emergency fund. Ideally, this should be at least $500 and would be there in case an emergency happens, like a car repair, a medical issue, or emergency travel, or for an emergency pizza party or emergency spring break trip. That was sarcasm. Don't do that. Let's talk about playing offense. Offense, simply stated, is your ability to make money. Ideally, this doesn't mean your ability to go out and get an $8 an hour job. Instead, it means what are you doing to make more money per hour than the local coffee shop might pay you to sling coffee. Get creative when thinking through your skill set and how to leverage your time well. Consider jobs like bartender, server, graphic design freelancer, tutor, mowing lawns, college painting crews, high-paid internships, doing virtual assistant work, and doing work for family or folks in the community. These jobs all have one thing in common. No one is setting your income level. That's totally up to you. Now, in some cases, you might be able to get a job at your university, say opening up the auditorium for events, and then do graphic design or blog writing freelance work at the same time. Your ability to make money is greater than just getting a low hourly wage part-time job. Another often overlooked way to make a significant amount of money in college is through applying for scholarships. Before you discount this idea, know that applying for scholarships is the single highest paying part-time job you'll ever have, especially as a member of the National Society for Collegiate Scholars. If you apply for one $500 scholarship and won, and it took you an hour to complete the application, you just made $500 an hour. If it takes you 10 tries to do it, you still made $50 an hour. The Scholarship Mastery Training is a great place to start if this approach seems like a lot of work. I break down the process into simple steps and will have you scoring free money from scholarships in no time. Whether you're focused on offense or defense, the key to winning the game we all play with money is keeping track of your habits. You were no doubt given a university ID when you first enrolled at your school. That card gets you into the dining centers, into ball games, it buys coffee at the union, and sweatshirts at the bookstore. And over time, I've seen students begin to develop a swipe psychology. That being, if I want it, I just swipe and get it. Because you don't see the charges on that card right away, it doesn't really feel like you're spending money. You simply swipe a card to get what you want. And at the end of the semester, when it's time to settle up your U-bill, That's when you feel the pinch of all the coffees, pizzas, bookstore purchases, and anything else you may have forgotten. This swipe psychology is most dangerous after you graduate, when you don't have the university system and student loans to work within, but instead are using your credit cards to pay for everything you want. A good rule of thumb is if you can eat it, drink it, or wear it, it doesn't go on plastic. The other habit to mind that will help in playing defense is those daily pick-me-ups that may be busting your budget. Maybe you've gotten in the swing of an expensive morning coffee, an afternoon beverage, or snacks that you can't pass up through the day. Change your habits from buying coffee and a candy bar to making your coffee at home and buying snack bars in bulk the next time you visit Walmart or Costco. You'll save hundreds of dollars per month by eliminating those high retail prices on a daily basis and instead bringing your own treats. Our habits dictate what we do on a daily basis. And by creating some solid and healthy money habits as a student, you'll win that game of money that we play every day. It's not always easy, but it's very simple.